So do it. Ghana 4.
Ghana 4. Michomo. Mumbra. Nayesri.
On the streets. On the streets. On the streets. On the streets. You need a beer by your home.
So Ghana. Okay, no. Let me leave you
Ghana
to do
4.
it. Do it. For me, I like the guy at the back, the guy with the backing vocals.
Yeah. So what happened was I told Nabil that I need to do something real. I need to integrate myself. Okay. And if you've been paying attention, I've always tried to integrate my art with Ghana, based on the fact that I owe you guys a certain level of my growth. My first big show that sold me to the world, I did it in Ghana. That was when I did 2 things involved.
Okay.
That performance was what took me.
Mind blowing.
Yeah, so I'm like, you know what, I owe these guys. That's why you notice that I use Kwabena in my, doing a show called Ghana Jollof. Right. So I thought, you know what, my next promo, I'm going to try and speak your language to teach me. So I'm not that good.
So it was Nabil?
It was Nabil was my instructor, was my teacher.
So do it. Ghana 4.
Ghana 4. Michomo. Mumbra. Nayesri. Trust me, if you watch the other video, Buchi didn't let me do it well.
Okay.
It's an amazing language. I love you. I'm going to learn more.
Okay.
On my way here, I was like, wouldn't it be cool for you to learn the language and come stay here for like a year?
Okay.
And just chill.
Yeah. But this is home,
Get married to a Ghana woman and stuff.
It's about time, man. It's about time. Now you're single.
Yeah, single. I'm not just kidding. I'm not ready to, jump into anything just yet. But I'm just kidding.
They are listening.
I know they are. Maybe I'm not kidding. Who knows?
Wow. Okay, so folks, Basketmouth live in color here, live in living color.
Yeah,
man. Right. So yeah, Ghana for me, Chiamo Mumbra Nayense. So yeah, that's the reason you are back home.
Yeah, man. And I stopped doing stand-up comedy professionally for about like 5 to 6 years.
Really?
Yeah, but most people didn't know, because what I did was I kept the London show going. So for every February, I'm doing a show there. So I use that to so I don't get rusty.
Now, why did you choose February, your birthday or something?
No, it's just the show is themed around the Valentine period. So we did. I've been doing the show for like 15 years now. So, but for the past 6 years, I've just been floating. Then last year I told myself and my team that, you know what, I'm coming back to comedy, and I'm going to do 5 years, and I'm quitting. Yeah. So I'm quitting in 5 years. I've got 5 more years to go to do this, and I'm done.
But you can't quit.
No, like the thing is, I can. So there's a plan. I've got the way I plan my life. I'm like, okay, when you get to 50, you stop, you drop the mic.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be cracking jokes every now and then, but it's not going to be a professional thing for me.
Okay.
So if you see me doing a gig, it's just maybe I'm doing pro bono.
Okay.
Or but I will not charge anybody to perform again. You understand? Because I've made enough. I won't say I've made enough, but I've committed myself to the art long enough to go like, you know what, take a break or quit, and whatever you're doing from now till the end of time is you just having fun. Because I'm into TV right now, movie, series and all that, concerts, production. That's where I want to try. I want to start a new journey. I want to experience something new. I'm going to be doing, at the end of 5 years, that's like 31 years in the game.
Oh, wow.
That's a long time. That's pretty much more than half of my life.
Yeah, sure.
So I want to do something else, and I want to be remembered for other things other than,
legendary,
stand-up. Yeah.
Great. As successful as you are, how challenging has it been in the industry?
Oh, it's very challenging. It's very difficult. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons I actually pulled out from it. Like, the fact that I was being forced, not intentionally, but based on the fact that you need to feed, you're being forced to do what you don't want to do. I'm a stand-up comedian. I am not an MC. But unfortunately, in Nigeria, they prefer for you to be an MC and also a stand-up comedian as well. That's not my design. I'm a stand-up comedian, not a master of ceremony. So that was very difficult because this is me fighting myself every day, asking myself, are you true? Are you honest with your game? Are you honest with your art? And at some point, I was like, you know what, you're going to drown if you stay like this. And there's one thing people say, now, how do you stay relevant? That's another problem, and it shouldn't be a problem, which is not for me. Yeah, but for some people, that's a problem for them because they try as much as possible to remain relevant and end up forcing themselves to do something they're not supposed to do. So for me, I just enjoy the ride, and but that maintain, growing up, getting to the top is maybe not too easy, but staying there is very difficult. You
have mentioned this yesterday or something like that.
Yeah, staying there is very difficult. You have to stay fresh, and everyone is looking at you. You are a big target. Any mistake you make, you're probably a disaster waiting to happen. So those things are things you have to be mindful. You can't forget who you are at every point in time. And bro, man, I'm human.
True.
And I want to do normal stuff. I can't be acting like someone is always looking. I want to be free, and that's the life I want to live. For after 50, I want to be free. I want to leave the space. I just want to be, behind the scene, producing TV shows and all that, and live a normal life.
You just as you mentioned, you want to live a free life. They always say the people that entertain rather don't get entertained.
Exactly. I want to be entertained.
So what entertains you?
So I'm for the first time in about 26 years, I'm going on a holiday.
You've never been?
I've never been.
Always working.
Always working. So next month, I'm going on a boat cruise.
And that's going to be your entertainment.
That's my entertainment.
Jesus.
Because they have a lot of stuff on the boat, right? And I'm just going to because there, the good thing is people will know who I am, right? At least 99.9%, they will know. So there, I'll watch what they watch, go for the shows, see the whole,
You'll be amazed the number of people that will approach you for autographs.
I doubt that. I picked the right boat.
That no one will notice you?
Not like they will. Definitely, there are Nigerians, Africans doing the same thing, but it won't be that many. And it's but in terms of entertainment, I love comedy. In actual fact, I love watching comedians perform. I enjoy comedy, so I love to watch people perform and laugh and enjoy it. I love music. I love movies. In terms of entertainment, I'm very easy to please. I'm not a hard crack. But it's gonna be fun, man. I'm really looking forward to it.
Do you pay to watch comedians perform?
Yeah, I've paid to watch. I paid to watch Chris Rock perform. I've paid to watch. Okay, with Kevin Hart, I got a complimentary ticket, but I've paid to watch, a lot of comedians perform. Mario Joyner and the rest of them.
How about Africans?
African comedians. It was just Trevor Noah, but it was a complimentary ticket as well.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay.
But I'll pay. If the person is worth it, I'll pay to watch a person perform, definitely. But
in Nigeria, sometimes I ask myself, Nigerians are, if my English is right, funny. As in, even in normal Nigerian, 1, 2, and it will make you laugh.
Yes.
Interesting individuals.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, and I don't know how they do it, that they stage comedy shows and the place is packed. Like, who's going to make who laugh?
Based on the fact that the crowd they're also funny. Yeah, so I agree with you because when I was younger, I actually did not know that I was funny because everyone around me were funny, like funnier than I was, and I thought it was a normal thing until I left that space and I went to the university and I realized that no, it's actually a thing. So when I'm gisting with the new friends I had made as a then, they were always laughing. Whatever I say, man, they always want to be around me. You know, back then in class, girls want like, you know, basket, bright, whatever. And I always, whatever I say, they laugh, you know. And I wasn't the only person that was doing it. There were other people that are also funny. And I worked my way through it. And where I schooled, Benin, Edo State, they have a large pool of funny individuals.
Okay.
Then in Delta State, they are the funniest.
Okay.
Right? So in Nigeria, it's regional. Like Delta State, Edo State, those guys are extremely funny. Some areas in the east where I come from, we are also funny there too. So now you can imagine making this cross section of people laugh, because most of them, they even know where your story is going to.
Right.
Yeah, so you have to be extremely cerebral, you understand, very timely with your materials in Nigeria to succeed, because sometimes they'll just laugh to just support you. Doesn't mean that you really blew their minds.
Okay.
But they love comedy back home, you know, back in Nigeria. And
In your case, when you're going on stage, do you script it or you are just spontaneous?
nah, it's not scripted. 50 beyond art. So the way I do mine, yeah, I prepare the materials, like I write them and I make everything connect, because when you're on stage, you want to tell a story. You want people to follow your story. You want them to get into your space and live in your world. So you have to create a nice scenario for them to be comfortable in, because with comedy, with one distraction, they've missed the joke.
Right.
So you need to, so that is the hard work. How to connect each material and make it sync and have a proper set. However, when I am doing just a normal gig, I can't go scripted because anything can happen.
Right.
But if it's a one-man stand-up comedy show, it's not scripted, but it has
direction.
a rhythm, it has a direction. Like when I did the tour, the Unprovoked tour in the UK and Europe, there was a script, not like a script. There was, because what I do is I outline the topics. So from this topic you go, but each topic must connect with the next, right? So during the course of the tour, I take some things out. Okay, I don't need this, I don't need that, you know, and that's the way it works. But sometimes while I'm on stage, something new can just come in, because while you're telling the joke, it's your joke, yes, but there are some new ideas, because there's nothing like a complete joke. So while you're telling that joke, some new ideas will come in, you throw it in, and sometimes the spontaneous ones are actually the funniest. And sometimes someone will do something, you have to, you know, launch back.
So wait, that joke about the two things,
Yeah.
are you saying it was spontaneous?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
No. So the thing is, when we write materials, right, there are some materials, like two things involved and a couple of other classics that I have. You have to write them and let it connect. Like if you follow me on Instagram, there's something I used to do called the bright side. Like the bright side, when I start a topic, that's not where I'm ending. So I misdirect you. I start from here and I go this way, just like two things involved. I have not been able to recreate a material like that. It was a blessing. Do you understand? And there are some materials you have to make sure you fine tune it to the point where people can follow you. You mislead them, bring them back, because it's called a callback. You know, I ended where I started. You know, that's how, those are the materials that it's hardly spontaneous. You have to.
There was this classic, there was this joke you told about someone who had gone to register a church.
Oh, that one.
This was like, what, 10 or 15 years ago?
About 10 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I remember he mentioned it. The guy checked. He said, "Oh, that is what he said." Then he mentioned another name. I said, "No, check again."
Yeah.
And then he gave a tall list of names, and
Yeah.
that was rather registered, man.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Thank you very much.
Yo.
That joke has never been said the same ever. Like every time I do it, it's different. Sometimes it's 100, sometimes it's 95, sometimes it's 85, sometimes it's like 150.
Okay.
It depends on the mood, because that joke, the power of that joke is the name of the churches.
Yeah.
You understand? I'll click the name, how you. But sometimes because of I make the name on stage. I'm like it's created right there on stage. So sometimes I get it right. Sometimes it's not 100%. But yeah, that's one of my favorite jokes actually.
Have you ever been on stage and may have forgotten something?
Yeah, it happens.
Really?
Yeah, like the thing is, you have to. I don't know how I do it. I think it's just part of the blessings, right? So sometimes I can be on stage and I'm thinking of what I'll eat after the show.
This guy. Really?
Yeah, like my mind is. I don't know how I do it. So, like during this last tour, like the Unprovoked tour, which is what I'm doing in Ghana. There was a time I was so comfortable with the materials. I could be on stage and just chill, like I'm growing, because it's like a flow. When you get into that rhythm, everything is aligned. You just keep going, and it gets to the point where sometimes I go like, okay, what comes next? Oh damn, you've forgotten. Then I start fishing while I'm still talking. People don't know. But as I'm telling you this particular material, I actually don't know what I'm saying next. But towards the end of this one, sometimes it comes, and if it doesn't come, I always go to something similar to that material and buy time until I remember. So comedy is not really that easy, but people don't know, man.
Well, they say fooling ain't, the Americans say fooling is no joke.
Yeah, man, it's not a joke.
Fooling ain't no joke. But have you had time to perform with Ghanaian comedians?
Yeah, I've like Obi Aponsa.
Okay,
He's
Obi.
been to Nigeria before. I brought him to Nigeria.
Mad.
He nailed it.
Yeah, I
he
saw
represented you guys.
Yeah,
100.
I saw it.
You saw the performance.
Yeah.
Right? He was a monster.
He told us, there was this joke he told about, I think when he was ending, he said he went out, he took a lady home, and then the lady took the corset. Is that what? Corset? The lady took it off, and then the lady's voice changed.
Yeah.
And he said, why is it that just some few minutes ago you were talking like Celine Dion, all of a sudden you are sounding like Don Jazzy. And that was dope.
No, he killed it. And Jacinta did the same as well. So the thing is, I've not really worked with a lot of Ghanaian comedians, but the few ones I've worked with, they delivered the goods, and that's the reason I am trying to. I've told Nabil, I think he locked him down already. So Obi is going to be performing.
I think he's in London. Or is he back? He's back. Okay.
He's a great guy. I love his work, and Bucci is going to be performing as well. It's going to be a great show. Like,
so how many comedians will be on the stage?
We're looking at about like 4
Wow.
or 5 comedians aside me, or maybe including me.
It's going to be a great night then.
Dude, Kwabena is performing. He's one of my favorites.
Oh, your guy.
On the streets, you need a beer by your